So in the next maybe few minutes, I'll leave you with some insights, and then I'll let Ashok have a chat with me before we close. The insights are fairly straightforward. You got to act now or be left behind. There is no need for procrastination. We're not waiting for some great new technology to come in before we embark on this transformation towards the fusion future. We got to start by digitizing your products. We spend a lot of time digitizing processes, SAPs, ERP, CRM, but this is the time to actually digitize your products with sensors, software, IoT, cloud, and satellite connectivity. Then we got to architect our digital business stack. Where do you play in the digital business stack? Do you want to play in the hardware and compete against NVIDIA, or do you want to partner with NVIDIA? Do you want to be in the software and create your own software for the automobile, or decide to outsource the automobile to Apple with CarPlay or Android or Apollo or anybody else? We got to architect the business stack because you got to make a choice, because you can't do this end-to-end yourself. But you got to unify the multiple digital twins. Industrial companies do a very good job of digital twin for product digital twin, or process digital twin in terms of digital thread. But in the book, we argue that it's all about performance digital twin, which is based on real-time observation of products in use. You got to connect all of them together and unify the multiple digital twins. You got to propel your signature data graphs with AI. As I said earlier, every company should think about what its design of the data graph would look like to make it signature. By signature, I mean, is it different from competitors? Is it different because of scale, scope, and speed of data that you're collecting? Is it different because you got algorithms that are superior than your competitor? Then you got to propel those signature data graphs with AI and Gen AI in order to deliver personalized recommendation to customers. As I said earlier, industries get blurred with digitization. Apple getting into financial services, Amazon getting into healthcare, right? Alphabet getting into healthcare and automotive. These are all multiple ecosystems where industry and digital sectors converge, which means we got to decide where we play in this ecosystem and what role do we have in the ecosystem. As we write in the book, there are orchestration roles and participation roles, and you got to really understand how to play in that space. Ultimately, it's not just human or machines. We got to multiply human intelligence with machine power. Gen AI in the last 12 months has shown what it means for individuals and individual professionals to use Gen AI to be much more productive. Now imagine that at the industrial scale, industrial Gen AI with industrial engineers, industrial Gen AI with chemical engineers, industrial Gen AIs with automotive engineers, industrial Gen AI with aeronautics engineers, and so on. We've got to multiply human intelligence with machine power. Many companies that I've been working with, and I've given lectures to or run workshops, they recognize data, but keep it on the side of their core, at the periphery of the core. Unless you elevate data and AI to your strategic core, data scientists will be seen at the periphery of the company, not at the core of the company. Ultimately, the only way we can think about effectively navigating this uncertainty is to carry out a series of experiments. And the only way to think about experiment is that experiments don't fail. They give you insights for follow-on experiments. And these are not tech experiments, but business experiments that are testing your assumptions, showing you the way forward, and we got to sequence it. Because we got to sequence it to learn from one experiment onto the next experiment, and so on. And finally, if you're serious about the digitization of the industrial sector, you got to recalibrate your strategy scorecard. I briefly touched on the idea that it's not about tracking the number of cars, but the data, scale, scope, and speed of data that Tesla collects. Like that in every industry, we can look at the metrics today and think about the metrics tomorrow and recalibrate the strategy scorecard on a continuous basis.